Hello everyone, today we are in City Vocational Public School Meerut and we are going to talk to its principal, Mr. Prem Mehta. Mr. Prem Mehta has more than 50 years of experience in school education. So let's talk to him. Hello everyone, we have with us a very well-known educationist who is also the principal of City Vocational Public School, Mr. Prem Mehta. Welcome to my back, sir.
Thank you.
So 50 years in education. So what is your journey of coming into school education?
53 to be exact.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it seems like yesterday only.
Okay.
Though it was somewhere in 66 July when I passed my MA in English from Punjab University, Chandigarh.
Okay.
And I joined the college I had graduated from
Okay.
the same year, 66, yeah.
Okay.
So it was LRM College Aground,
Okay.
and I graduated from there, and well, my principal called me and I joined. After 1 year, of course, I left that place and joined Guru Gobind Singh College, Chandigarh.
Okay.
I was there for 2 years. Again, I felt like leaving,
Okay.
and then I joined my real place, that is DAV.
Okay.
So I joined DAV College, Malot.
Maru.
Malot is a small place close to Bathinda.
Okay.
So I was there for 23 years.
23 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then my management only decided to send me to one of their schools which was having some problem, and I was sent there as principal at
Okay.
a place in Gujarat, Siddhigram, DAV Public School, Siddhigram.
Okay.
So it was totally unprepared because I knew nothing about school education, frankly.
Right.
I have been teaching only college students. Whatever little I knew, it was probably by conversation with my wife, because she was working in school.
Okay.
Yeah. So she started working since '84,
Okay.
and well, I knew a bit about school education. Sometimes she would discuss things with me,
Right.
and then I got to learn from her. She was my first guru, you can say, in this field.
Right.
So from there, from Gujarat, I became the founder principal of a school in UP. That was again a project school. It was in the campus of Narendra Dev Agriculture University.
Okay.
This was DAV Public School, Kumarganj.
Okay.
I was there for 2 years, and then I was shifted to Meerut.
Where?
So Meerut DAV Public School in Shastri Nagar, that was very raw, having very few classrooms to start with. The building was not complete, and the students were about 1200 at that time.
Okay.
But I joined, and then gradually I started building that school bit by bit, and I retired in 2006 from there.
Okay.
So in these 11 years, I did whatever little I knew, right?
Right.
And on the basis of that, I saw the school growing, and when I left, there were 2,700 students.
Okay.
Immediately after I retired, I was invited to look after and start a school, Drone Public School, Sadhana.
Okay.
I worked with them for 9 months and then shifted to Meerut, again working with this school. Vishal called me,
Okay.
and his school, Shanti Niketan Vidyapit. I worked with them for 7 months, and then I was invited to work here, City Vocational Public School. That was September 2007.
Okay.
when I
Since then
joined
you are
this.
here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So of course, not as principal, you can well, formally you cannot call me principal
Okay.
because of the obvious reasons.
Right, I
Yes.
understand.
But we you can call me director or
Mentor.
mentor,
Right,
anything.
right, absolutely.
So again with this school also when I joined, there were about 1200 students,
Okay.
and at present by God's grace we have about 3000 students.
Wow. Amazing. So
This
wherever
is-
you
this
have
is
been,
small
the strength
change.
has always increased. I mean, this is what I can see from the schools.
I don't
wherever
know,
you-
it's not much about the strength part,
Right.
but otherwise also I feel that there has been some kind of growth in academics, in
Right.
cultural activities, in life skills, values, everything.
Right. So my next question is about the role of digital education. Now when we talk about digital education, we can summarize into two parts, which is teaching solution in the form of smart classes and then the learning apps which are trending now. Now what are your views on digital education considering one of the very important factor, that is the screen time, which is also the constraint for the students from medical point of view. So how do you see your how do you see your views about digital education?
Well, digital education is something for which I'm not the right person to comment.
Okay.
But in a way, I am the right person because I have seen that time
Right.
when nothing of this was there,
Right.
and the present time when things are fast moving towards this direction,
Right.
right? Whether it is digital education or it is artificial intelligence or it is much more than that, tomorrow there might be something else.
Yes.
And then I feel that very soon there's going to be a day when the moment the child is born, he will be given some part to be put in the body to be
Right.
and
Which could help him in
then the
learning. Right.
child will work that way only.
Right.
So there are things which are really good, and well, when the things are moving in that direction, you cannot say you can be left behind.
Right. You cannot
You
ignore them.
cannot ignore them.
Right.
You cannot leave it. You cannot say no, this is not my way. You cannot work like that.
Right.
It has to be accepted. The only thing is you need to see how you can use it in the best way.
Okay.
And in schools, I think most of the schools are keeping some kind of restraint on the use of this smart classes or
All the apps.
digital way of
Right.
teaching or learning, right? So these smart classes, I think they are now saying goodbye.
Right.
We are going to say goodbye to smart classes very soon, I think. And maybe people will start working with their mobiles only, or if it is not so good for your eyes, then probably we'll use tablets, slightly
Right.
bigger font, that's all.
Yes.
And besides this, one, the digitalization and using this technology for all subjects, that is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then studying technology, that is another
That
thing.
is another one.
Both parts are important, and we need to work on both.
Right.
But then, as you talked about the time restraint, time with the screen,
Yes.
so that of course is a problem, and so far nothing much can be said about it, because even the doctors have not really experienced to what level it is a big problem, it's a huge problem for students, or we can manage it, right?
Absolutely.
So there, of course, the role of the parents,
Parents.
it has a major role,
For
because
monitoring purpose.
they can help in many ways. There are so many social sites, there are so many apps and then the child may not be knowing about it, and seniors might be knowing, and they can help the child. In various group activities also they can help. In choosing the right kind of games for youngsters, they can help. Right? They can see that the child is playing games, right? On their mobile, on the computer, or on the laptop. They are watching all this. But then they can probably guide them to go for a particular game which they know will be more helpful to the child. And he will enjoy equally.
Yes, absolutely.
So this can be used, and keeping some check on time, right? And making the child understand that it's fine and nobody's stopping you to use this, but then you have to take care of your health.
So that awareness and monitoring is very much required.
Exactly.
Sir, my next question is about your school, the school, and about your way of teaching also. No doubt, this is one of the best school in Meerut as of now, which we can see. So, what are those practices which makes it unique, which makes it differentiating from others?
One thing is that I believe that almost all the schools, or most of the schools, they are doing very well.
Right.
I mean, Meerut is a place where schools are doing very well.
Yeah.
I don't know about the higher studies.
Right.
I would rather not comment on that, right? But schools are doing very well, and I'm not very fond of telling that I am one of the best or I am the best, right? But we are doing our best.
Absolutely.
Considering the kind of stuff we get, considering the kind of students we are getting, because many of them are from the rural areas, and we have quite a few, must be about 1,000 students who are from army personnel.
Okay, because this school is in Kent.
Yes, in Kent area. And then most of these boys and girls, they are from such parents, from such fathers who are posted outside.
Okay.
Right? And then the kids are staying with their mom, with the joint families, etc. Right? And at times we have problems with those kids.
Okay.
Because, grown-up children, at times they don't listen to their moms, and fathers are not there, and they have their problems. So because of all these things, there may be problems here and there, but we are trying to do the best we can for them, and trying to see to it that they get certain basic things like values, like life skills, right? And we have certain ways, simple ways, which nobody finds very special.
Okay.
Every school is having a morning assembly, right? But I feel that every morning, whenever we have an assembly, our assembly is very special.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there are special assemblies, but even the normal assemblies, we have certain things which are common, which many others must be having, right? But one thing added besides the thought for the day and the news headlines and things like that, right? And of course the normal prayers and pledge. So besides that, we have a speech by one student or one teacher.
Okay.
Either his teacher or his student has to speak every day.
Okay.
And then it is on some topic which is going to be very useful for children.
Okay.
Which really affects them, which they need to understand, right? So this is one. And on every Tuesday, we have a special session in the morning. On that day, this speech part is not there.
Okay.
Every Tuesday, we don't have a speech by a child or a teacher, but we have a special session on language, that is English language. It is by one of the very senior teachers. I mean, he's one teacher who is senior to me
Okay.
in age and experience.
Okay.
Yeah, Captain Mishra.
Okay.
He is a man of English
Okay.
again, and he picks up 8 to 10 words,
Okay.
and he talks about those words which are mostly wrongly pronounced,
Okay.
and at times they are not used properly,
Okay.
right? People don't understand the meaning. So he will talk about those 8 to 10 words and uh, make them acquainted with the right pronunciation and with the right usage. Yeah.
Sir, my,
So-
right. Sir, my next question is very important part, because we are talking about the parents, we are talking about the students, and there is a very common fact that the student spends only 6 to 7 hours in a home. Sorry, 6 to 7 hours in the school,
school.
and rest of the time he or she spends in their homes. So the school has a connectivity that is in the form of homework. So how do you see the role of homework, considering that should parents be involved into homework, or should it be done in isolation?
Well, the kind of parents we have, we have a problem there. I think about 80% parents are not very well educated kind,
Okay.
right? They may be having the basic education, right? But not that they are really able to guide their students.
Okay.
They are wards.
Mm-hmm.
So when 80% parents are not that kind, so we cannot expect much from them.
Right.
So we see to it that most of the work should be done independently by students, right? If they are lucky to have such parents who can guide them, then of course we would wish that they only guide them a little. They only give them just a bit of helping hand, but not hold their hands to write something or
Right.
work for them or do things for them, right? Even for their projects, etc. I don't wish that they should be doing the projects themselves.
Okay. Sir, my last question is about this industry, and we know that schools are trending, more schools are opening, more people are joining this profession. So what is your message to those people who are opting teaching as a profession?
Well, the first thing is that probably teaching as a profession was never very popular, right? People didn't like it, and we used to joke about it that when when a person doesn't get any job, then finally he ends up becoming a teacher.
Right.
And same continues even now. In case of men, maybe 95 to 98% men, they are out of that lot only.
Okay.
When they don't find anything better, they end up becoming a teacher.
Teacher, right.
In case of ladies, I think it's the local culture, it's Indian
Yes.
culture, that they need to look after the family.
Okay.
And people still believe, and I think rightly so, that mother is the first teacher and she's to look after the children. If she is there and she gives the basic things, basic values to the child, the basic sanskar, then only child can be wonderful. Child can become a great human being.
Right.
So considering all that, ladies need to look after the homes.
Right.
And teaching is one profession following which you can balance both the sides.
Right.
You can go for a job also, and you can look after the family also. Because right in the morning, 7:30 or so, you have to reach the school, and it's over by 1:30. You can go back and reach home by 2 o'clock, and you have enough time to look after your family.
Right.
So this is it. As far as those who finally wish to join, what are their requirements? I think first of all, you need love.
Right.
If anybody, man or woman, doesn't have love for all, you cannot be a great teacher, you cannot be a good teacher.
Absolutely.
You need to love everybody. You need to love even those children whom you find not very fine, not very intelligent, not very hardworking, not very well behaved, right? You need to have compassion and empathy even for such kids whom you probably don't like, right? So if you have that feeling in your mind, you can certainly be a good teacher. You will end up becoming popular, becoming wonderful, and it's going to give you great satisfaction.
Right.
And in fact, all those who join teaching as profession must see to it that teaching is such a profession where you can enjoy only if you are not looking for just salary. Salary, of course, everybody needs for a living, right? But then that alone does not satisfy you. You feel good, you feel satisfied, you feel well, in a bliss if you are getting that kick, if you are getting that popularity, if you are getting that respect from students, and then students look at you and then feel, well, I want to be like him, or I want to be like that lady. So this is required.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir, for giving your time, and you have touched every aspect of school education, and we are thankful to you for giving your time. Thank you so much.
Welcome, sir. Thank you.